Come on over. I want to talk to you about TaxAct. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you doing today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. Today I want to talk to you. I'm going to give you a TaxAct review. But before we get into the nitty-gritty, please check out this short video. We want to share with you our evaluation approach when it comes to comparing tax software packages like TaxAct, TurboTax, and others. And we do have a rigorous approach, and so please check this out. All right, TaxAct is significantly cheaper than its better-known competitors. One thing we have to really pay attention to when it comes to TaxAct is that they have different plans, pricing, and features. Let's get right into it. TaxAct offers 4 main plans. They have the Free, the Deluxe Plus, the Premier Plus, and the Self-Employed. Less common products include Estates and Trust, a pricier option for filers with income from trust or estates. They have a distinct small business tax products for various legal business structures, including sole proprietorships, partnerships, S corporations, C corporations, and tax-exempt organizations. They have an online tax prep and e-filing solutions for independent CPAs. TaxAct guarantees the accuracy of all returns prepared with its software. They also have a minimum refund guarantee that is technically distinct from its accuracy avowal. Bottom line here, folks, is that should you receive less than the maximum return to which you would otherwise be entitled to, or draw an audit due to an error in TaxAct software, the software will pay the refund difference or cover any audit-related liability up to $100,000. So let's just take a closer look at each plan. So pricing is subject to change and may increase as the July filing, the July or the April or the October filing deadline approaches. So it is in your best interest to file as soon as you have all necessary documentation in hand. So they have the Free, as I told you, they have the Free. So TaxAct Free plans is totally free. It costs nothing to file your federal and state returns. This plan caters to individual filers with simple tax situation. They require only a 1040 Easy or 1040A to complete. So you got to have a simple tax situation. You are able to import your W-2. They have something called At a Glance help during the filing process. You have unlimited tax and technical support, and you have personalized financial analysis with the TaxAct, the free version. They have a product called Blueprint, and this is a complimentary automatically generated report that uses your tax returns to your tax return information to recommend opportunities to save on taxes and make changes that may improve your financial situation going forward. So they're trying to sell you something because you go with the free version. That's a way for them to draw people into their software, and they trying to upsell here. That's for the free version. Then you have the Deluxe Plus. This costs $29.95 and to file your federal return, and $39.95 for each state return. It is a much more robust program that can handle moderately complicated tax situations, including itemized deductions and investments, though it's not sufficient for small business owners and others with very complex taxes. It includes everything in the basic Plus plan plus itemized deductions, Form 1040 Schedules 1 through 6, and donation assistant. Next, we have the Premier Plus plan. which costs $39.95 to file your federal return and $39.95 for each state return. So this is more robust. It is designed for investors, rental property owners, and others with complex tax situations not properly addressed by lower price plans. Premier Plus includes everything in the Deluxe Plus plan, plus interest and dividend income, capital gains, rental property income, foreign bank and financial account, and they also have priority support. Now for the Self-Employed Plus. This plan costs $74.95 for the federal return and $49.95 for each state return. It is more comprehensive than Premier Plus, making it ideal for solopreneurs, small business owners, and others with complex or unusual tax situations. So virtually all IRS forms and schedules are available. So in addition to all the features and functions of the Premier Plus plan, Self-Employed includes small business self-employment income, farm income, year-round tax planning guidance, deduction maximizer. We also talked about the estates and trust. This plan costs $105.95 for your federal return and $49.95 for each state return. It is specifically designed to provide additional support for customers who need to file IRS Form 1041 and related forms. So it may not be necessary if your tax situation does not involve income from a trust or estate. With this plan, you get support for IRS Form 1041 and related forms, and there is a separate set of interview questions that are specifically devoted to trust and estate, so you don't have to worry about completely winging it there. And then you also have the small business and tax exempt organization packages. And they have TaxAct, when it comes to that, they have 5 additional packages designed for small business filers with complex tax situation. So each plan costs $109.95 for the federal return and $49.95 per state, except for sole proprietor, which costs $74.95 federal and $49.95 per state. That's several $100s cheaper than hiring a human CPA. So you have the sole proprietor, the partnership form, the partnership plane, the C corporation plane, the S corporation plane, and the tax exempt organization. So with the tax exempt organization, you get all support necessary to file an informational return under federal income tax exemptions outlined in sections 501A, 527, and 4947A1 of the tax code. Now, let me also talk to you about additional features that you have with TaxAct. In addition to its free and paid tax filing packages, TaxAct most important features include the following. So you have tax return status app. They have a mobile application, pretty cool, and they offer a slick iOS and Android app that provides status updates on your state and federal return, including whether the IRS and your state treasury have accepted them. And the app also helps you estimate how long it should take to get your refund. It is free for anyone, including non-tax users, to download and use, and through the federal government. And though the federal government also provides online updates to your return status and estimated refund arrival dates, the TaxAct app is far more mobile friendly than the IRS's website. That you also have for the prior year return. So if you want to access your TaxAct returns for the past 3 years, you can do so for free through your account dashboard. This is useful for filers who need to amend a previously filed return due to an IRS audit or other issue, as well as by folks who need to access completed, accurate returns for whatever reason. You also have guaranteed pricing with auto enroll. So TaxAct's auto enroll service lets you lock in your returns price before tax season begins and for the duration, even if you don't complete your return in a single filing. This is kind of useful, right, folks? Because if TaxAct decides to raise its prices before or partway through the present tax season, you'll still have guaranteed pricing. That's kind of important. And they also have a Audit Defense Protection Plus. So this benefit is offered in partnership between TaxAct and Protection Plus, a third-party provider. So what you need to do here is that you need to purchase Protection Plus when you file, but you can cancel for a full refund within 30 days of purchase as long as you have not already received an audit notice. So pricing is kind of subject to change, but the line item cost for Protection Plus has never exceeded the cost of a self-employed plus plan. Protection Plus covers you as long as they cover you for as long as your state and federal returns can be audited, and it connects you with tax professionals who handle all correspondence and discovery, helping to interpret IRS notices and requests, and direct negotiation of penalties and potential settlements with the IRS or state treasuries. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sturdy Kiwi Show. We're still going through this Tax Act review, and let me talk to you now about the advantages of Tax Act. There are 6 key advantages. They are affordable at all levels of service. They're not as promotional as competing platforms. They have auto-enroll grants. They are very helpful when it comes to their editing functions during the import process. Human support is better than some competitors, and you have a direct access to prior year returns, which is pretty cool. So, Tax Act is very affordable. Its most expensive federal package for individual filers, Self-Employed Plus, is only $74.95 plus $49.95 for each state return. Some of Tax Act's better-known competitors charge double or triple that what Tax Act premium costs for similar levels of service. So the cost of TurboTax's highest-priced federal plan approaches $200, for instance. Tax Act is not as promotional as competing platforms. So though it does offer different price points, Tax Act is only minimally promotional, right? They're not going to push you to upgrade to a higher cost plan or hound you to purchase add-on services. In other words, what I'm trying to say here is that Tax Act's website has a pretty laid-back layout and tone. If you try to do something that is not supported by your current plan, you are politely prompted to upgrade. So if you are interested in value-added services, you're not reminded of them via jarring pop-ups or ad screens. You can simply find them on each plan page. By contrast, and we have analyzed this, both H&R Block and TurboTax actively encourage customers to sign up for higher cost plans or add-ons with varying degrees of pushiness and salesiness. And the one thing we also love here is that if you're self-employed or otherwise have multiple sources of income, you may not be ready to file your taxes until mid-March after all the necessary forms and statements dribble in, right? Weeks may pass by between the first time you sign into your tax preparation account and the day you complete your state and federal return. Tax Act price guarantee is useful for people in your situation. No matter how long you procrastinate before filing, you are assured of the best available price on your return. So that's pretty cool because many online tax filing services, including TurboTax and H&R Block, they do not automatically offer price lock guarantees. If they raise prices before you finish your return, you could be stuck paying the higher price. And what we also like here is that Tax Act has a direct access to prior year return, and in years past, Tax Act hasn't always offered free access to prior year tax returns. So to see filed and partially completed returns for the past 3 years, you had to pay a one-time data archive service fee of $13.99 for each return. These days, prior year access is included in your filing fee. So I've actually talked to you about the advantages of Tax Act, right? So affordable, they're not pushy. You can access your prior year return. Human support is available. Let's talk about the drawbacks, the disadvantages. The tax support system can be confusing. Tax Act's customer support apparatus provides a lot of detail, almost to the point of being overwhelming. So the help section is a hodgepodge of semi-related topics, and the search feature doesn't always return relevant items. So in that situation, it's kind of very easy to get bogged down in irrelevant help topics on your way to content that actually addresses your questions, right? And this is not really great for busy filers squeezing in tax prep between everything else they've got going on. So that's really one drawback that TaxAct needs to work on. And they also have a short timeout fuse. So TaxAct has a very short timeout fuse, which can be problematic for filers who need to step away from the computer during the prep process. So while data loss is unlikely, having to sign back in is annoying and disruptive, particularly for those with just a few minutes to spare before the next obligation. And with TaxAct, there is no hands-off prep option. So TaxAct, if you really think about it, remains a DIY tax prep aid, even as competitors like TurboTax move towards hybrid models that see, at least at higher price points, certified tax preparers or CPAs or EAs doing much of the grunt work. So if you cannot devote several hours during tax season to prepping your return by yourself, you may be willing to pay more for hands-on help. So one thing I want to say here is that let me just kind of give you the bottom line here when it comes to TaxAct. With all the add-on, upgrades, and processing fees, filing your taxes online can feel like the reverse. Your chosen plan's sticker price is the bare minimum, an amount you'll be lucky to pay in the final reckoning. That's not the case with TaxAct, which remains cheaper than its better-known competitors, and TaxAct only requires some sacrifices and assumes a basic level of tax filing familiarity, but at least it will not leave you with much greater cost. So if you're looking to save even more money, TaxAct could be the way to go. So on this note, our verdict here, we have scored TaxAct 9 over 10. So if affordability is a major concern for you, but you're not willing to trade too much in the way of support and service, TaxAct may be the tax prep program you're looking for. Though the free version cannot handle complex tax situations, higher end versions are much more affordable than equivalent products from TaxAct's top competitors. Value-added features like deduction maximizer and a personalized financial assessment are helpful too. This software, folks, is great for if you are a budget-minded filer, regardless of financial complexity. It's not perfect though. Pricier competitors offer more support and nuance. So we have actually done for you. We have, if you look right now on the screen, we kind of have the recap of TaxAct. So CPA, there's no CPA involvement. You have plans. You have different types of plans, from free to deluxe to Premier Plus. We have self-employed. The state returns are included with the free plan, but not included with higher price plan. And as you can see on the screen also, you can pay with your refund. So there is a possibility to pay with your refund. They actually offer audit defense. So there is a free informational audit support for all users with hands-on defense available from third parties for an additional fee. And what we also like here is that in the additional benefits, 7 years of return access included, maximum refund guarantee and accuracy guarantee up to $100,000. That's pretty cool, folks. All right, so that's it. TaxAct, our score 9 over 10. I will see you next time. Thank you so much for your attention in today's show, and I will talk to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.